Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending when you're watching this. So obviously a bit different this week. It's Mental Health Awareness Week, as I hope we all know. And the two things the school has planned are making sure that students do a happy snappy, and not just students and families please. So ensuring that you take a photograph of the thing that makes you most happy, and this is what I'm doing here, the thing that makes me most happy, which is cycling. And then the second thing, of course, is ensuring that we have real acts of kindness. So we're going to be posting and looking at what it is that makes you happy through people's kindness this week. So obviously, don't try this at home, kids, unless you're very, very sensible. I've actually got somebody behind me who's checking to make sure that I don't come to any grief. And so, the reason that I am doing this like this is because, there is nothing that makes me happier than cycling. There is nothing that helps my mental health more than cycling. I don't think that I could do the job I do, worrying about when the children are going to come back to school, what the results are going to be like for those children, all of those things I don't think I could possibly do without the release that I get from the thing that makes me happiest of all. So please, 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 this week, make sure that you are doing those posts, doing those happy snappies, following the healthy selfies of last week, making sure that you post those, and then we'll share them on the school's website. So the Mental Health Awareness Week this week, of course, is particularly prescient because of the mental health time bomb that people are talking about that's going to go off after students are released and young people are released, and even adults, of course, are released from the lockdown that we're currently in. And I think that mental health is something that affects us all, and something that all of us have to be aware of and just treat like any other health condition. What is particularly personal to me is, funny enough, I was cycling just over a year ago when my mum phoned to tell me that my nephew, my brother's stepson, his wife's son, had taken his own life after a long struggle with mental health. And I think the current situation, where people have talked about fighting and battling kind of COVID-19, and it's made me quite angry in some ways, because dealing with any illness, whether it's a mental health issue or whether it's a kind of physical issue, there's nothing to do with someone's ability to fight or not fight. It's to do with treatment and getting the right treatment to make sure that that person gets better. And I think my family would agree that the treatment that is best for mental health issues is that communication, is talking to the correct person. And at the end of this video, we'll put up, the websites for Young Minds and the phone numbers there, and for Samaritans, and for all of those things, because whether it's in the family or out of the family, having that communication is possibly the greatest act of kindness that a child who's feeling low can do for the rest of that family. I've seen in the last year how utterly devastating it is for a family when a child isn't there anymore, or a young person isn't there anymore. And I think that, we're talking this week about acts of kindness, that kindness for you as young people to keep communicating, even if it's not with an immediate family member, but with somebody, is such an important thing. It certainly is the case that suicide remains the biggest killer amongst young men in this country, and it certainly is the case that we are going to have lots of people who are experiencing lots of difficulties after being shut up in their houses for so long. So it's kind of 2 weeks on the run, I'm aware, that I've talked a little bit about mental health. But firstly, it is Mental Health Awareness Week, and secondly, It's about what's really important at the moment. And what is really important at the moment is our families and the health of you and our families. So please check out all the links that we've got at the end. Please put your happy snappy up, whatever makes you the most happy. Please don't complain about the possible dangerousness of this video. I promise you I've been very careful the whole way through. And please have a good week, and we'll see you in a fortnight.